a scare in the middle of the night. A 34-year-old man is crediting the new Apple Watch with saving his life.
Now, he woke up to a fluttering sensation in his chest, and it's an app on the watch that led to the emergency room and then an AFib diagnosis.
It was in the middle of the night when Tyler All felt was sound asleep in his Baltimore County home, only to be woken by a concerning sensation in his chest.
So it felt like I was running, but I was laying in bed and felt like muscle spasms.
The 34-year-old immediately knew something was off, and without hesitation, All felt grabbed his Series 4 Apple Watch and loaded the new EKG app, where an AFib alert was displayed across the screen.
It was pretty scary because my typical resting heart rate is between 50 and 60, and while I was going through this, it was 144 to 150. So it was kind of like I was at a full sprint almost.
After consulting with his mom, who's a nurse, All felt raced to the ER and was quickly admitted with their EKG reading matching that on his iWatch.
They started me on a medication right away. They were worried that the medication wouldn't do anything because I was 18 hours into AFib before I converted back to a regular rhythm.
Atrial fibrillation is an often rapid heart rate that can lead to heart attacks or even a stroke. Dr. Jeremy Pollack, a cardiology specialist with St. Joseph Medical Center.
So we're seeing a big uptick in patients calling the office or new consults for atrial fibrillation that have been identified by the iWatch.
Pollack is worried about the app and the potential of people being exposed to health care who don't necessarily need it.
Sometimes testing and doing things to patients isn't necessarily the right thing, and especially if they're already healthy. And again, that increased costs. It increased anxiety for the patient.
But in this case, All felt feels time was of the essence, and the watch gave him a life-saving push.
It definitely could have led to something that would be life-altering or fatal, which is why I feel like it did save my life, because I wouldn't have gone to the hospital otherwise.
And that's the thing, and we'll talk more about this at 6 o'clock, but I get both sides of it, and we were chatting about this earlier. I mean, without this, he wouldn't have had the push to go to the hospital, he said. This was what he needed, but then, like you and I...
Yeah, he woke up because he felt it,
right?
But then the Apple Watch said, yeah,
exactly.
Something's going on.
But then the doctor says, you know, we don't want everybody running to the emergency room or whatever. More tests might not be good.
Safe but sorry.
Exactly, I agree.
Better safe than sorry.
Strongly